Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Norn9, Far Commons. We are still in Chapter 3, and we are doing Mikoto and Sakuya's path. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Clear water trickled the forest in streams. Sakuya and I made our way through it cautiously, minding our feet. This truly is a forest in every sense of the word. It is hard to remember we are on a ship. Yes, several of these trees look really old, too. If they were planted in here, how old must that make the ships? Who knows? It was all built by the world, correct? Who can say how or why the world does any of what it does? And maybe I'll ask when we reach our destination. I am curious as to how all this was created. Even if the world does deign to explain it, I doubt we would be able to understand it. That is a possibility. We should look around a little longer. If you see anything out of the ordinary, let me know. Alright. We explored the forest for some time, but we found nothing unusual. While it was unfortunate we could not find any clues, it was still a relief to know there was nothing odd going on there. Not only that, patrolling like this makes it harder for the traders to act in secret. It is all I can do, really. Say, do you mind if I revisit that topic from a moment ago? Which one? The one about the world. I have questions I would like to ask if I could. Not, of course, about how this ship was created. I wonder if it would tell us how long we must be apart, or if there was any way for the two of us not to be separated in the first place. Goodness, you are not a child anymore. Do you truly plan to go to the world itself and tell it you want to stay with your childhood friend? Besides, we only really spent our youngest years together. We have been apart since then. Why would being separated be so bad now? What you say is true. Lately you have brought up an awful lot of odd topics. Are you really that worried about me? Of course. You've had to fight off both that bandit and unwanted advances constantly since the moment we set foot aboard this ship. The only unwanted insect buzzing about me is Itsuki. I am perfectly capable of handling him and that bandit on my own. It is only Itsuki for now. Once we arrive at our destination, I'm sure we will meet more people. Any one of them, perhaps even several of them, could be just like Itsuki. That is not going to happen. Even if we do meet more Itsuki clones there, I will just rebuff them all as I have him. Even if it's someone with power, or someone who threatens consequences if you do not comply? Oh my, I have made myself even more worried now. What on earth has gotten into you? Sheesh, I care not who it is or what they try to say to me. I can protect myself, thank you very much. There is not one single thing you need to be worried about. In fact, I am more concerned about what might happen to you. There is no guarantee some person with influence will not coerce you with threats. I hope you do not get caught up in anything terrible. Sakuya hated his powers. He never actively attempted to use them. Despite how gentle and accommodating he seemed, he could be stubborn when he chose to be. I could not help but be concerned for him. If we get split apart, I will not have any way to keep track of what is going on with him, or what is happening around him. I hope that the countries we are assigned to are not too far apart. What? Did I say something odd? No, it's nothing. But his cheeks were pink as he smiled. Wait, it's nothing look. I did not say that just to make you happy, you know? You are a constant source of anxiety for me because of how frail you are, that is all. I know. I'm sorry. Why is he still smiling? That was meant as an insult. You know, staying this way, childhood friends may be best after all. If you want to sever all ties and go live your own life, I will not stop you. I would hardly do that. I was just thinking that being assigned to neighboring countries, like you mentioned, sounds rather nice. Tell the world you are worried about your frail childhood friend. I will add that I am worried for my headstrong crybaby of a friend as well. And who is that friend, You know all too well who I mean. There is only one person in the world that I care for and want to be with. You. That is not something a normal childhood friend would say to another. Well then, we must have to be special childhood friends. When did you get such a glib tongue? That is when I heard the noise. Sharp and short. It did not seem like a natural sound. Odd. What was that? I want to say I have heard it somewhere before. The tree! Oh god, I need to put up a barrier to protect Sakuya. My power! It's not responding! I must concentrate! Look out! Oh wait! That tree is falling towards me, not him! That is good. Mikoto! I liked Sakuya's silvery white hair. I liked how it gleamed in bright sunlight, and how it glimmered and melded with pale moonlight. I liked it so much that at some point the color white itself came to mean Sakuya to me. Whoa! What the heck was that noise? Are we getting attacked again? I don't know. I think it came from this floor. Sakuya! Heishi, call the Hyokos. Also tell the girls not to come up here. It's too dangerous. Right! Mikoto, are you hurt? If you can't walk, say so. I'll lend you my shoulder. The future is comprised of many gears, all turning in unison. The gears are of all sorts of sizes. Sometimes when enough little gears get together, they can make a really big gear turn. The candies are tiny gears. The future Sakuya changed to do that. We came up here, and now he is... This is my fault. Mine for being with him. I have to put more distance between us. Mikoto, where are you going? No, you mustn't go off on your own, Mikoto. Wow, those barriers are really neat power. All the adults were complimenting you, Mikoto. Grandfather told me that the gods themselves are lending this power to me, so I have to use it responsibly. Right now, using it even a little makes me really tired, but I'm going to train and get better at it. I want to protect all kinds of things. Wow, Mikoto, you seem like a different person now. Why? Well, everybody is calling you the Guardian. I guess I should start calling you that too. How don't dare you! It's still me, you know. I'm going to train until I get really super good at using my powers. Then I'm going to protect you from everything, even from getting sick again. Okay, thank you. Whenever it counts, I am useless. Now I am even dragging Sakuya into all this mess. Me protect Sakuya? Ha! That is all just plain boasting without any truth to it. I cannot protect him. I cannot do anything. The moment I was given my powers, my very first thought was that I wanted to protect Sakuya. I was convinced that I was the only one who could keep poor, frail, sickly Sakuya safe. That is why I trained as hard as I did. I have grown strong enough that I can hold barriers for much longer than I used to. But that has not done anything. The future Sakuya saw has not been altered. I promise I will never ever fall in love with anyone. So don't worry, okay? Don't cry, Mikoto. If I don't love anybody, then I won't ever have to die. I'll be able to stay with you forever. Is this what he saw? Is it my fault that he... Ugh! I felt something strike me in the head. Who? Staggering, I tried to turn around and see who had done it, but my body would not respond. Shoes. Men's shoes. My head hurt. It hurt so badly I could hardly think straight. That is when I lost consciousness. Chapter 4. I felt something on top of me. It was warm and soft. I was trying to think of what it could be, when I realized I must be coming to. Where am I? Darkness. It was so dark, in fact, that I honestly could not tell if my eyes were open or closed. Even in the middle of the night, with the blinds pulled, a room would never be this dark. Where am I? What happened? Suddenly, I realized that both my arms and my legs were bound. I couldn't move. Somewhere in the distance, I could hear the sound of dripping water, but that was it. I could not hear or sense anything else nearby. Oh! Pain lanced through the back of my head, but my hands were bound. I could not reach out to catch myself, so I simply fell to the ground. The pain helped jog my memory. I remember someone snuck up behind me and hit me over the head. Then... Sakuya! The tree that fell for no apparent reason. I felt confident that had been an attempt by the traitor to kill me. But Sakuya had jumped in the way, taking the blow for me and getting hurt in the process. Then I ran. I ran from the truth that being with me had led to Sakuya's injuries, and from the fear that even more people might be hurt if I stayed near. Sakuya. Crying saved no one. Those were my grandfather's words. That was a lesson I thought I had learned a long time ago, but perhaps it had been knocked out of my head with that blow. Tears started to flow freely down my cheeks. I have to stop crying. It is a waste of energy. Energy I need to use to escape from this place. It must have been the traitor who attacked me. If I stay here any longer, I could be killed. Calm down, think. Come up with some rational plan of escape. Besides, now that the traitor has made a move towards me, this might be my best chance to find some clues as to their identity. Sakuya. He will be all right. The others will come to help him. The others were already there. The sight of beautifully silver white, becoming stained by dark red, flashed through the darkness. Sakuya! But what if Sakuya had been killed? Then what would be the point of escaping this place? What am I thinking? Of course there is a point. I must protect everyone and go see the world. No matter what happens, this is still the purpose of this journey. It will not change. What is wrong with me? How can I think there could be no reason to protect anyone but him? I have the power to protect everyone. Not using it would be a grave sin. My head firmly re-exerted control over my heart. It was my duty to protect everyone, and that was the creed I had lived my life by. But what about now? I was saved by the one I should have been saving, and he wound up injured for it, perhaps gravely. Not only that, I had run away. Am I truly worthy of wielding this power? I must find some way to escape this place, or I will not be around to protect everyone. But I cannot move, and all I can think about is Sakuya. I hope he was all right. I prayed he was. If someone told me that in exchange for my life, he would be kept safe forever, I would pounce on that bargain with arms spread wide. I had followed my beliefs fully since I was a child, but now the figure of my childhood friend was looming ever larger than my creed. Was childhood friend even the right term to express the way I felt about him? Trapped, bound, and with no way to do what my beliefs told me to do, I hunched over and cried. My only course of action was to lie there in the dark, regretting how I couldn't protect him. Regretting how I ran away from him. Mikoto! I'm so sorry. I couldn't come to help you any sooner. Are you hurt? Sakuya! Oh God, you've been tied up. You poor thing. Here, let me get those off you. I thought that if I could have avoided an argument there, I would have been able to save you. I never expected this to happen. I made the wrong decision. I'm sorry. You saw the future. Yes, I saw it once more after you ran. I could see you all alone in a dark place, crying. I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I knew it. Sakuya did what he did because he was trying to change the future. The sugar candies, the fallen tree. Sakuya had gotten hurt trying to save me. I wondered if he had seen a different future than the one that was transpiring now. One where maybe I had died. Sakuya did this, all of this, out of an attempt to save my life. Why would you go through all that just to save someone like me? You had better not mean that in a derogatory way. You are a very important person to me. As long as you are safe, I don't care what else happens. I think the same. As long as Sakuya is okay, then I do not care about the rest. So, Sakuya and I share the same feelings. Is this within the bounds of being friends? Sakuya, are you okay? What about your injuries? I'm fine. They were nothing much. Yes, they were. I saw you bleeding. No, they weren't. Don't you worry about me. Come, can you stand up? Sakuya! His complexion looked even paler than it usually was, and he seemed even pinched around the eyes. He must be downplaying how hurt he was, just so that I would not worry about him. What do I do? I guess I'll express my true feelings. Aww. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I ran. I'm sorry that I got you hurt because of me. There's no way any of this was your fault. It was the traitor who did it. You aren't sounding like yourself at all. Usually this would be the part where you declare that you are going to capture that traitor who subjected you to this humiliation. I was scared. So scared that you might have died. Mikoto. Please, Sakuya. You must live. You cannot die and leave me behind. Yo, Miss Saku. Are you two okay? Itsuki? Come on, Mikoto. Let's go. Everyone has been looking for you. All right. Sakuya held me close, and the two of us walked back to my room. I had just escaped from a life-threatening disaster, but that was the last thing on my mind. My feelings for Sakuya, I could not put a lid on them anymore. Yet, I still had my duty to perform. We were still on a journey to meet the world. I felt like I had just tripped over a giant stumbling block. So, could I ask you to tell us just what in the world happened up here? We were exploring the ship, searching for clues about the traitor, like we had been before. We searched the roof first, then moved down to the third floor. We were talking when a tree suddenly fell towards us. We had seen nothing out of the ordinary up until that point. Yikes! That sure would freak me out too. I go up to the third floor a lot, but I've never seen anything like that happen. I like to think I've been doing a good job of maintaining the ship's plant life too. I didn't expect anyone to try that clever little trick. Trick? A friggin' tree fell down out of the blue. How could anyone pull off a trick like that? I don't know, to be honest, but I did see burn marks on the stump. It might have been some kind of device that used fire. Fire? Right, moving on. Mikoto. After the tree fell and Sakuya got hurt, you took off by yourself and were attacked, right? Tell us what happened. I was in a state of confusion. Before I knew what I was doing, I was on the floor. I was not paying attention to my surroundings. Someone hit me from behind and knocked me unconscious. When I came to, I was alone in a dark, cold place. Did you notice anything at all about who hit you? A voice, a sound? Did you see any part of his or her body? I think I saw something, but I cannot recall what it was. Was it a guy who did it? Maybe someone here? I know I saw something, but I'm having trouble remembering what it was. I cannot say. My memory is failing me. I apologize for not being much help. That's enough questions. She needs to rest now. I think so too. Trying to remember something that scary and awful is a really painful thing to do. Yeah, but if she doesn't, we won't have any clues to help us catch the guy who did it, and prevent anything like this from happening to anyone else. True, but Mikoto is the victim. Forcing anything out of her before she's ready isn't right. Easy, Nanami, whoa! You don't have to get mad. I'm not mad. Anyway, I don't think this was a random attack. Whoever it was had a reason to do it. Only one that I can think of, really. Is it because of her power? The ship has been attacked twice. We are still airborne only because of her barriers. Without them, we'd have taken those hits directly. That's right. I cannot protect everyone if I am dead. It was wrong of me to think about trading my own life for Sakuya's safety. Very wrong. The lives of everyone on this ship depend on me, on my powers. If the traitor truly is after my life, that is perfect. I will simply put a barrier around myself. Isn't that gonna be hard? You're already almost totally tapped out, just trying to protect the ship. Putting up a single person-sized barrier is easily doable. So, you intend to split off from your partner and operate alone now? Ron, this is decidedly not the time to be yawning. Sorry. I just don't got anything to add and all. Yeah, but you don't have to be so obviously dismissive of it. We're giving some serious thought to how to stop the traitor right now. If you think of something or notice something, be proactive for once and tell us, okay? Don't waste your energy, Toya. You ain't gonna get anything out of him. Yep, not likely. I mean, it's not like there's anything I want to know or anything. I don't know that I should. Oh, hang on. So, I can say anything I noticed, right? Yeah, of course. How did you know where that black-haired chick was? I was curious about that myself, Sakuya. Your mind should have been really fuzzy after that blow, but your actions were decisive. That makes me wonder, did you know ahead of time where they took your childhood friend? Sakuya was able to find me before anyone else, and I could guess the reason why. It was because... Wait, Sakuya does not have to say anything. He is completely unconnected with the traitor. You can't know that for sure. There is the possibility that he's an accomplice to the one who attacked you. Of course, if the reason has something to do with his powers, then I won't ask anything further. In other words, to prove Sakuya's innocence, you must reveal his powers? I don't think Sakuya would be happy with that, so I'm going to keep his powers secret. Let him decide that. Sakuya, you do not need to say a word. But What are you thinking, Kakeru? Sakuya was hurt, but despite his injuries, he still did everything he could to search for me. If you insist on treating him like a common criminal after that, I will make you regret it. Mikoto. Oh, will you now? You got me curious. Just how are you going to make me regret it? Enough, you two. If he is not completely emotionless, then he is functionally so. He only ever thinks of things in logical terms, of positives and negatives. But, just because something is logical, it does not mean it is correct. He belittles the bonds of human emotion, and I cannot tolerate that. Either way, what's the story? Is it because he used his powers somehow? Or did he find out where she was some other way? Nobody needs details, just tell us if it involves your powers or not. If you're truly innocent, saying so seems like the best idea. Thank you, Mikoto. I'm happy to know that you care enough to try to cover for me. But trying to keep my power under wraps any longer will just disadvantage me further. But... Odd. What's everybody getting so serious for? The answer's obvious. It was the power of love. Love. A bond that's only formed between two people who are truly smitten for each other, though. When did you two get that close? Itsuki, if you utter another word of that nonsense, I will have you thrown off this ship. Huh? Why? Did I say something wrong? No, you didn't. Huh? There, see? I thought so. Wait a moment! Sakuya, quit playing along with Itsuki's tasteless jokes. Love? That's preposterous. It's not a joke. My feelings for you are what led me to where you were hidden. Well, I never said I needed a completely clear picture of exactly what happened. Prying into others' powers is a no-no, too. No, that's alright. I'll tell you what they are. If I don't, I fear that Mikoto may force me to split up from her. My power is... Sakuya! It's fine. My power is to see the future. The future? I only see vague fragments of things. I also can't decide what to see or when I want to see it. It's a very unreliable power. Man, I don't know if that power is really useful or a serious pain in the butt. And nor do I. It's too much for me, to be frank. You can't see what you want when you want, right? So, how did you know where she was? It didn't just happen to hit you right then, right? I was curious about that too. Sakuya's powers were uncontrollable. No matter how hard he concentrated, he could not make himself see anything. After all, he has only ever seen that future one time, years ago. I'm afraid I can't tell you. Itsuki had a better explanation than I can think of, really. It may actually have been the power of love. Sakuya! In that case, why don't you do us all a favor and use that power of love, or whatever, see how this journey ends up for all of us? I knew it. As soon as somebody found out what his powers were, I just knew somebody would ask that. Sakuya does not like looking into the future. So none of you think to ask to do so for petty things like personal curiosity. Jeez, could you just shut up? I don't remember asking you to do it. What did you just say? Even though I don't choose to see the future, there are times when I catch glimpses. However, be it good or bad, I have sworn to myself that I will never tell anyone what I have seen. Accordingly, as she said, I will not look into the future, even should any of you ask. Well, okay then. Guys? Isn't it about time we call it a day? We're really starting to push it. What's the matter, you two? I'm going to my room. Hey, could you wait a minute on that? We still haven't heard how Sakuya managed to find... But... I guess you do have a point. And that's it for today, folks. Going that far would make certain that no one doubted Sakuya in the future. But are you sure you didn't go overboard there? Nah, with this group, you've got to make sure they're able to get everything out of their systems. Otherwise, they get unhappy fast. I do feel bad about it though, Sakuya. Sorry to put you through that. It's alright. Thanks to you, she now has two very powerful allies. Right now, she is convinced that what happened is somehow her fault. She thinks something she did is what resulted in my injury. What I feared most was her trying to distance herself from others because of it. But it seems I don't need to worry about that now. Since you picked on her, I doubt Koharu and Nanami will leave her be now. And that's what you aim to make happen, correct? Kakeru, did you really think that far ahead? Well, if I'm going to do something, I'd like for it to have as many positive outcomes as possible. Though, I never expected something like this to happen. Shukuri, go get us some snacks. Huh? Hey! Since when have I become a slave for you to order around? Okay, we're going. We'll get right on that, so just go wait in your room, okay? And so the three of us went back to our room. The hours passed as I tried to calm down Koharu and Nanami, who were more upset than I was for some unfathomable reason. Here you go, tonight's fresh-baked snacks are ohagi sweet rice balls, courtesy of Akito. So, eat up and stop being mad at us, please? You don't bake sweet rice balls. Right. Please enjoy the freshly made treats, your ladyships. You both realize I am fine, right? Are you sure you should not go back and meet up with Kakeru and Heishi? Nope. Utterly unnecessary. I don't really want to see Yuiga's face right now either. That noise. Someone is eavesdropping on us again. It was super mean of him to treat you like a bad guy when you were all the one who went through all the scary stuff. And I'm annoyed at everyone else for not trying to stop him, including myself. We should have just gotten up and left. I'm so sorry about what happened. Why are you apologizing to me? I'm perfectly fine. I was completely unperturbed by all that. I don't see Nijo around anywhere. Where did he go? Good. I'm glad to know Koharu and Nanami are standing up for you now. That makes me feel much better. Yes, me too. Wait, never mind that. I would appreciate it if you would not say such strange things in front of everyone like you did. Strange things? I don't recall saying any strange things. Everything I said during that meeting was the simple truth. Stop feigning innocence. You know exactly what I mean. That power, I love you nonsense. What if they believed you? You are never going to say anything like that ever again, understood? And if I refuse? Why is he getting so angry? I'm not the one in the wrong here. Love is too strong a term for a simple childhood friend. You both heard what Sakuya's power is. It is not anything he can use to protect himself. He should not be anywhere near me. It is too dangerous. The same goes for you two. It is much too dangerous for anyone to be around me. There is no telling when the traitor will attack. It's not a big deal. I'll do my best to be careful too. Girls. Ah, the blossoming flower of friendship between pretty ladies. How nice. Mr. to Itsuki! But I wouldn't keep making that face if I were you. It ruined your adorable looks. Wait, are you mad at me too? I thought I did a pretty good job trying to defend you back there, you know. You did have a point. Bringing up that power of love nonsense did ease the tension somewhat. But that particular phrase had brought about an entirely new problem of its own. I don't want to deal with any boys right now. Really? Personally, I think there's nothing better than being with girls all day long. By the way, Miss, why aren't you with Saku? I thought you two were all buddy-buddy again now. Buddy-buddy? That is none of your business. Thank you very much. Right now, I am spending time with Nanami and Koharu, so butt out. Huh? So, you're still putting up an attitude even now, eh? Come on, there's no reason to be so guarded. What's wrong with having a little fun together? I even bought a little game with me. I have a bad feeling about this. What on earth are you plotting, Itsuki? Okay, before we get into this little game here, we're gonna end this video and pick it up in the next one. So, I hope some of you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in some of my future videos. I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.